Hey guys, and welcome back to Autumn, Clash Royale, and more. But today I'm gonna have a different approach to the video. Today, instead, I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks for the ramp up challenge. So, 1 elixir, 2 elixir, and eventually 3 elixir. Play the new game mode ramp up challenge. Collect one-time rewards as you progress and complete the challenge at 9 wins. So unlike regular challenges, this only has 9 wins. At 3 wins you get 1000 gold, 5 wins you get 2500 gold, at 7 wins you get 3 epics, any epics, and at 9 wins you get the giant chest. I was really hoping for something like a magical chest, but I think a giant chest should be fine. And if you're wondering why does it join 10 gems, they do give you 1 free entry. But I was just going to testing out some new decks, and my decks pretty much sucked. Okay, so I'm just going to give you some tips and tricks, and you can enjoy some of these replays. So anyway, the first tip is what type of decks are there gonna be. So there's a lot of decks that you might think that might be, but very popular decks that are gonna be is more of golems. I've tried my first try and there were many golem decks. Even I tried a golem deck. Now you're wondering, a golem deck? That's pretty predictable. Yeah, it is. Maybe people will be picking the golem decks because it's 1 elixir, 2 elixir, and 3 elixir. So I suggest you have decks that counter decks like P.E.K.K.A. decks. Honestly, I feel P.E.K.K.A. as a defensive unit is an amazing defensive unit, and I feel if you use that in the challenge, it's gonna give you a huge advantage. Besides that, you should also pack things that like the Inferno Tower, as acts as Zap Bait. Skami. Another thing that is good with swarms are splash units, especially the Valkyrie. Which is very good at taking out like 2 or 3 glass cannons at the same time for a huge positive elixir trade. Another thing, you should have cycle cards. Although this is 3 elixir, you still should have some cycle cards for the beginning 2 minutes. But when in triple elixir, I don't think so you'll use that cycle cards very much, but you still should have them. Things like ice spirits, zap, goblins, fire spirits will do very well. You also want to have a type of swarm unit because there's gonna be a lot of single target hitters in normally the first minute or second minute, so you should have things like Skami. Another amazing tool is the Executioner and Tornado. Tornado could be a very powerful combo, mainly because you can, using the Tornado, it helps the Executioners with its low angle, then letting it hit more units in the way. You should also definitely, I think this might be a weird one, but freeze will also be good. And you should also have a high damage spell like lightning or rocket, something around those lines. Especially the rocket, it would do very well. With the tornado too, because you can just pull everything and then you can use 1 rocket to that'll go for again a huge positive elixir trade. With that P.E.K.K.A. deck in mind, I suggest you have like build up decks, something like bridge spam but a little different. For example, you could have maybe like a Dark Prince and a Valkyrie, putting everything behind and then slowly put a tank in front. But since you have the P.E.K.K.A., you can deal with most tanks. And I suggest that you shouldn't try things like Giant or Giant Skeleton. I think the Giant Skeleton would be fine, but not the Giant. Because the Giant Skeleton actually, because you can use the Tornado again to remove all of the troops in the area, as it has a really high damage when it dies. But tanks like Giant, Royal Giant, do not use those. mainly because they're gonna get wrecked by P.E.K.K.A.s, and you yourself as a P.E.K.K.A. But the only viable tank that you should use is Golem. But as I said again, there's gonna be P.E.K.K.A.s and Inferno Towers. So I suggest you have some sort of P.E.K.K.A defense pressure deck with, like, for example, some sort of pressure deck with the P.E.K.K.A and maybe some goblins. As you see in the replay, this is actually the triple elixir challenge. I was trying this golem. As you see, this is a royal giant which I nicely beat with my golem deck. So you can see why. That's why you should use the P.E.K.K.A. It can counter the golem very well. Besides that, you must also have a regular spell. I suggest having either the Inferno Tower, or maybe the Furnace, because the Furnace with his fire spirits are going to do a lot of damage. Another thing that you should know about the challenge is that units are only leveled down to tournament standard. They are not leveled up. So let's just say you have a level 6 wizard. Your level 6 wizard ain't going to level 7. As you see there, my opponent's goblin barrel was level 7, so I could easily take it out with the zap. Here's another problem. Look at that, the golem's just pushing everything away. So one of the reasons why the golem decks are going to be so powerful. The next subtopic is when to play. I suggest playing a day or two after when the thing is released, maybe one of the last days. This is because all the pros would want to start playing early, you know. They want to play and they want to be the first to get that 9 wins. And I know some of y'all might be pros, some of y'all not. So I suggest you play maybe after the challenge is over. Not after the challenge is over. Really before the challenge is over. I made a mistake of playing when the thing just launched. So yeah. Here's a match where I was beaten badly by the P.E.K.K.A deck. I'm also realizing that minor poison is very powerful. So if you do have, if you're lucky enough to have the minor, do that. As you can see again, this is like another pressure deck with minor poison and minions all doing chip damage. The minor especially. And to just kill everything, you just gotta use the P.E.K.K.A. So I suggest creating some sort of deck like this. But if you do not have the minor, maybe you could try something else like a goblin barrel. As you see, I made a mistake by ignoring both of these P.E.K.K.A.s. I still lost though. So I think y'all can understand why. Oh my god guys, sorry. I accidentally just increased the speed of the video. It is fine. Here's another loss. This one was actually to a golem deck. This was my first playthrough. Even if you do have a golem deck, be careful. That's why I'm telling you guys to play later. Because I think I played against a pro. This guy is very good. Although I did check his stats, he is in arena 9. But you know, certain players, they're still good. Another thing is that maybe you should try using your deck archetype. Though I do not think that cycle decks would be very good. But I'm just saying, maybe I'm sure there's someone who can win with a cycle deck. But I suggest trying to play a deck which is like... Here's another mistake actually I made, guys, while we're talking about this replay. As you can see, I did not have my tornado in time. I mean, I eventually did. But you see all the things that he spammed? See, that's the problem. If I had the P.E.K.K.A, the golem would have been taken care of easily, and then I could use my executioner to deal with the rest. So that's why I suggest you have a P.E.K.K.A in your deck. He played very well. And I also made another mistake there with the lightning. I actually should have just defend, so I wouldn't lose. And as you can see, I'm too late and I get 3 count. So another mistake I made there was with the lightning. So don't ever do that. In triple elixir, you should never try to. I mean, yes, you can spell cycle, but do not do it when there's a bunch of things on your side. Oh, sorry guys, wrong. Replay. But yeah, do not use lightning or anything to like spell cycle when there's a bunch of things on your side. This is because you can defend and you're dead. So I really suggest you guys play with a P.E.K.K.A deck or something. Also, if you do lose your first try, the ad free is 10 gems. So I think most of you can afford it. So yeah, those are some of my tips and tricks. Also a few more things I would like to say is that be careful. Do not overcommit, because they could use, as I mentioned before in the video, like a tornado rocket, and your whole entire push is dead, and they could counter push on the other side. So don't overcommit in triple elixir, but do not undercommit, because they could also have a very good counter push. Have good high damage cards, at least one building, a cycle card, a high damage dealer like the P.E.K.K.A, which is reliable, and a direct damage win condition like maybe poison or minor or hog would also work well. Though maybe because of the same amount of things, I don't know. Maybe hog lightning is also possible. But that is all for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And also, good luck in the challenge. Goodbye.